All right, what is going on, everybody? My name is Eric Ortiz, and today I am presenting you my music project, which is music in theater, film, and dance. And let's get started. So, first of all, why music? So, music is not just used for the radio or for concerts, it can be used in many ways that can bring out a different experience when going to different events. Music is closely associated with movies, theater, and dance, which can create a whole new dimension when watching. I'll be starting with music and theater, aka musical theater. Personally, I think that music is very important to bring out a different type of uniqueness in each of the categories, which I'll show at the very end. But let's get started. So, first of all, musical history. So, first, what is a musical and how does this form of entertainment start? So, a musical can be defined as a form of theater combining music, songs, spoken dialogue, and dance. Musicals offer three main components, which consist of the lyrics and the music and the plot. Musicals date all the way back to the ancient Greeks, the 5th century BCE, and they include music and dance in the tragedies or comedies. Today, musicals are played all the time, mostly at Broadway in New York or West End in London. Hamilton, West Side Story, and Oklahoma are some examples of musicals that are played today. So, how are musicals used? Well, musicals are mostly popular when it comes to theater because it adds a different dimension to the entertainment than just simple acting. Simple acting is fine, but I just feel like musicals just add a whole new type of oomph to it. One of the most popular musicals, and personally my favorite musical of all time, is Hamilton. Hamilton premiered on January 20th, 2015 at the Public Theater in New York City, and this musical tells the story of one of the founding fathers, Alexander Hamilton. The show is heavy on hip hop, R&B, pop, soul, and dance to tell the story. Throughout the musical, there are many musical aspects, and one of them is a contrafactum. A contrafactum means the use of a pre-existing melody with a new text. Wait for it, a song used in Hamilton is uses the same melody, but the lyrics and text is different, sharing a different message. So, for example, in that song, Wait for it, he was waiting for Aaron Burr, which is one of the characters, or Hamilton's rival, was waiting for his chance to shine during all the wars and the politics and start of the country. But instead of waiting for his time, he was actually planning to, take over. Or when Hamilton slips, he would slip in and do his own thing. So he was waiting for it, but the text say he's waiting for it. But when you actually watch it, he's actually not. He's planning slowly behind everybody's back. So he's really not waiting for it. But since the text and their Taylor Swift message is it's the contradicting each other with a different message. But simple acting is a great form of entertainment, but musicals can use unique techniques like a contrafactum to tell the story in different ways and give more depth to how the characters are really thinking or how the story is set. All right, moving on, music and dance. So music and dance are closely associated with each other because dance you obviously need music to move to the beat, and they're also so close together they're often known by the same name. Music consists of dancing and dancing consists of music. Without no dance, there's no music. Without the music, there's no dance. Dance can reflect and express a range of emotions that people show by varying dance moves and music. And that's not all. Dance is used all over the world, and there are many different dances and music that many countries use. Whether it be ceremonial, traditional, or just part of their culture, dance offers differs across the world. And one example of a country using their own music is capoeira in Africa. So the capoeira is a martial arts infused dance that probably uses the legs with kicks and swipes. Comes in two forms: regional, which is faster, more martial and rougher, and the second is Angola, which is strategic, rather forceful, more traditional, and has more low to the ground movement. Created in the 16th century by enslaved people who were taken from West Africa to Brazil by Portuguese colonists, the capoeira was a way for the slaves to save their cultural identity and defense. They use instruments as well, called the berimbau, which is a gourd, and a single star switch along the pole, which is the picture on the top right. They also use a pandero, which is the tambourine, atabak, which is a barrel drum, a gogo, which is an African bell, and the rekoreko, which is used to make a scraping sound, which is the picture on the top left. Sorry about the pronunciation. I don't really know how to say it, but I give my best. But these instruments gave a unique sound that is exclusively used for the capoeira to kind of give them more sense of a pride and save their culture. Moving on, film musicals. So movies are also associated with music as well, and they are called film musicals. There's a difference between a film musical and theater musical. So what is it? And the biggest difference between those two is the scenery. So films have the opportunity to change the scenery and completely change the location that would be unreasonable for a theater to do. And theaters need to have props that can be changed easily within the show, and they have to fit on the stage. So, for example, like a Mission Impossible movie, how they go from plane to plane to solve the crimes and do what they gotta do. A theater can't do that because they need the props to be within the stage. Although film musicals are considered an American genre, Japan, Italy, France, Great Britain, and Germany have contributed to the development of film musicals. And one example is Grease in 1978. So a film musical in action would be Grease, and that was made on June 16, 1978. And this film uses singing and dance to show the story, a love story of a greaser named Danny Zugu and an Australian transfer student named Sandy Olsen, who develop love for each other. And throughout the movie, they use many dancing musical numbers. For example, would be when they played rock and roll music at the prom, they did the hand jive. And then when Sandy broke up with Danny, he sang Sandy at the drive-in movie for her because he broke his heart and he had to sing it out because that's the movie's about singing. And Grease was a huge hit in 1978 and inspired a new trend of film musicals around the world, creating a new way music can use to be tell a story. So finally, how I feel. So finally, music is associated with dance, theater, film, creating new ways of entertainment and showing how music is used not just for listening. Music can bring people a sense of pride and freedom, just like the capoeira did for the slaves. Change how a play can be told, like Hamilton uses music to tell the life of Hamilton, and music can create different ways to tell a simple love story, like Grease giving a deeper meaning to how Danny and Sandy truly loved each other. Personally, I love musicals myself. I always thought that singing gave a huge just depth to the story, and more characters get involved when singing with the dancing, choreography, lights, sound. It was really cool to me, and especially I love the soundtracks with Hamilton. I love that soundtrack. I played a lot obsessively. It's great, but I always wanted to be in a musical, but unfortunately, I can't sing myself. But it's cool to be in one. I would rap, do some spit some bars, but it's really cool. And I really love musicals and um, yeah. So thank you for listening. That is my presentation on music in theater, film, and dance. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys later. Thank you for listening.